Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2016, the unemployment challenge, and hopefully in the first 2 months we haven't done too badly in the Premier League, and the stadium will still is a bit weak. It needs to be a lot of work done to it, but I'm certain that in a few years time we can either get the stadium up to 15,000 if I'm still here, or build a brand new stadium altogether to match the facilities that we are currently having at the club now. So let's see how we got on in the first 2 months of the Premier League. The first game of the Premier League was at home to Reading, and we didn't go for the best of starts when that shot found back of the net in the 19th minute of the game to really put us on the back foot. But just 5 minutes later we found ourselves getting an equaliser from Wilson. Found Ramirez, his shot was blocked, was saved by the keeper, but Hossein managed to get on the rebound to give us the equaliser we were looking for. And it was 2 minutes before half time, we found ourselves going 2-1 up. Wilson was tackled, but LaFrance was able to score on his debut to give us a 2-1 lead. However, just 2 minutes into the second half, we found ourselves going ahead and hitting an equaliser when Dongo scored in the 47th minute of the game. But it was in the 79th minute of the match that we found ourselves going 3-2 up. Ramirez played this cross in, and Yazai got on the end of it, coming on from the bench to score his first of the season and to give us our first win in a long time. Our next match was away from home against Sheffield Wednesday, and we found ourselves going 1-0 down in the 36th minute of the game when Virgili scored his first goal of the season to give Sheffield United all 3 points with that only goal of the game. I was slightly disappointed when I saw that, to be honest with you, because I felt we could have done a lot better than that, especially since we had 10 shots but only had 1 shot on target, which in the end cost us a share of the spoils. Our next match was at home to Newcastle, and Gray managed to get this cross in the 86th minute of the game for LaFrance to score his second goal of the season to give us the lead. But it was in the 89th minute of the game that Newcastle scored an equaliser, and Canelli scored that effort. Defenders should have done better. Caparelli should have at least tried to challenge him, but he didn't, and Newcastle got a share of the spoils to deny us our second win of the season. Our next game was in the Capital One Cup away from home against Peterborough, and we found ourselves going ahead in the 4th minute when Ramos scored after being played through by Scott Wallace for his first goal of the season. And it was just 10 minutes later we found ourselves going to 2-0 up when an own goal from Siley gave us a 2-goal lead. But just 2 minutes into the second half, Peterborough gave themselves a chance, and they scored with when Craig Green got his third of the season to give them a chance. But in the 79th minute of the game we found ourselves taking advantage when Shaw won the ball back and scored that solo effort for his first goal of the season, his first since his injury. So we managed to get through to the third round of the Capital One Cup after beating Peterborough, and I was rather relieved we didn't lose. Our next match was away from home against Manchester United in the league, and James Wilson scored against his former club to give us the lead in the 27th minute of the game. However, we found ourselves seeing an equaliser when Stefan Hansen managed to get an end of that mix-up to get his 5th of the season. And it was in the 75th minute of the game that we found ourselves going 2-1 down when Memphis played the ball in. Bernardo got on the end of it, and Totev scored his first goal of the season to give United the lead. Things went bad to worse though when Stefan Hansen was fouled by Boulier, who got sent off a second bookable offence. It was a silly tackle, it was a silly decision, and it cost us because Bernardo Silva was able to score the 80th minute of the game when Memphis played the ball across the face of goal, and Bacori's save just fell kindly to Bernardo Silva for his first of the season. It really couldn't have gone worse for us, really, let's be honest. Our next game was at home to Everton in September, and we found ourselves going 1-0 down when Diaz scored in the 8th minute of the game for his second goal of the season to give Everton the lead. And it was just 18 minutes later, in the 25th minute of the game, that Everton were 2-0 up. Diaz found Robert, and he found the back of the net for his first of the season, and took it to a 2-0 defeat, in which we actually had more shots on goal and on target, but Everton, with 3 shots on goal and 3 shots on target, managed to run out 2-0 winners. It was a disappointing match. So we went into our next match against Fulham on a bad run of form, and when we took the lead thanks to Gray's first goal of the season and first goal for Macclesfield Town in the 19th minute of the game, I felt we could potentially do well. But when George Williams scored in the 60th minute of the game, when he was played through by Acero, it was giving me a feeling that we were just not going to have our day. But it was in the 83rd minute of the game that we found ourselves getting the winner. Wallace found Gray, and Gray's played a delicious cross, for which Ramos got on the end of it to get his first league goal of the season, to give us all 3 points. Our next match was the Capital One Cup third round match against League 2 Middlesbrough, and we found ourselves going 1-0 down when Shepherd scored after a mistake from David allowed him a shot on goal. But it was in this 82nd minute of the game that we found ourselves equalising with a vert kick got on the end of Januzaj's cross to get on that for his first of the season. But we were given a kick in the teeth in the 91st minute of the game, where Tolan found Stuart Pearce, and Pearce found the back of the net for his 5th goal of the season to knock us out of the Capital One Cup and to be defeated by a League 2 Middlesbrough team. I was absolutely livid. So our last game of September was at home to Arsenal, and we found ourselves going 1-0 down when Chemney found Ruiz, who scored his 2nd goal of the season to give Arsenal all 3 points in the Premier League. So where does that leave us in the league? Well, despite everything, despite the fact we've lost 4 times this season and only won twice, and the fact we've only got 7 points in 7 matches, we are still in 14th place, though we are just a point above the drop zone where Watford currently occupy the last relegation place, with Brentford and Reading both already starting to fall away from everyone else in the league, and looking rather bleak for them. They got top of the table. Man City are already 7 points clear of Manchester United, which gives me a belief that this could be one of those strange seasons where everything goes really well for one team, but then everyone else falls apart and just trips over themselves in attempts to catch up or just to survive. We want to survive for a 3rd season running, and I'd like to avoid a relegation battle, thank you very much. So hopefully we can get mid-table finish again, and yeah, that'd be nice, it really would be. But if a job offer comes up, I wouldn't be against going for it, I really wouldn't. So who knows, I don't know what's going to... I'm not sure what to expect at this point, but either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. But I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you like and favourite this video, and that you will subscribe to my channel. It will really help me out a lot. We need to really improve if we want to start performing well in the league, but that's just my moaning, ranting mode coming in. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.